Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now you'll have to excuse my voice. I am fighting a cold right now, but I'm out here in Leeds near St. George in southern Utah. I've got some beautiful terrain to test out the Cybertrack 100 from a company called Metakoo or Metakoo. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that. They are just an Amazon seller. There's a ton of bikes in this $700 price range, so it's got some good competition.
Before I dive into the review, I wanted to take a second and mention my recently launched website. Here you can find all of my scooter, bike, and board reviews. I've broken each category into commuter or off-road, and then again depending on price. I've got links to purchase and all the discount codes, so if you want to compare other brands before you buy, you should definitely check it out. I've got the link in the description.
The 100 has a 350 watt motor in the rear hub wheel, and then a 36 volt detachable battery. Now I did a speed test of all 5 pedal assist levels. On the first speed, I hit 8 miles an hour. On the second speed, I hit 8.5 miles an hour. On the third speed, I topped out at 11. On the fourth, 13 miles per hour. And on the fifth, 19.5. So they nailed the speed rating, at least for my 190 pound frame. There is a throttle as well, and that is just set to full power. So whether you're on pedal assist level 2 or 3, if you use the throttle, it'll just kick you up to 20 miles per hour. This is probably the easiest bike to ride with no power that I've tested. I put it on the lowest gear of the 21 gears it offers, rode it on flat roads, which was super easy. I actually bumped it up to the highest gear of the 21 Shimano system and could ride it I mean, it felt just like a normal bike. The 100 weighs just over 45 pounds and it has a 308 rider weight limit. I was curious to see how fast it would get up and go with all that weight, so I did an acceleration test on all of the levels. It's very gentle for the first 2 or 3 seconds. You kind of wonder where the power's at, and then all of a sudden it kicks on and it gets going. But it's not so much that it's going to scare you or take you by surprise. It's a pretty gentle acceleration throughout the entire process. So when you stop pedaling, the power does continue to give for about 1 to 2 seconds, and it kind of seems to lag. The faster you go, the more the power continues. And each pedal assist level seemed to max out about a quarter to a half a block. The 100 has a rider size of 5'5" up to 6'2". I'm 5'11", and I kind of found that the frame was a little too small for my size. I've ridden a lot of fat tire bikes and just huge frames recently, so maybe that's the reason why, but I just prefer kind of a bigger frame. This one's kind of short and tall, so I felt a little top heavy. The seat's pretty rough. It's not the worst I felt, but if you're going to be riding this for a long period of time, then I would suggest getting some sort of gel seat cover. Now the trails I'm riding today are green and blue rated, and the tires do very well for this type of terrain. In the last half an hour, I've noticed about maybe 5 or 6 times that it has slipped a little bit. This also has a front fork suspension. I asked the company if they had a travel rating for it, which they did not. I don't feel that confident going super fast through rough parts of the trail. It does a decent job over rocks, but if you hit too many, I kind of felt a little out of control at times. I was out here riding with my buddy the other day, and there was about a 100-foot section of downhill where it was pretty rocky, and I mean, he's got this super nice $5,000 Specialized bike, and he just flew over these rocks. I was kind of weaving and dodging the bigger rocks, finding the smoothest trail. It does a decent job over them, but it's not designed for super rocky terrain. The 100 does best for green rated trails, or maybe a blue with a solid terrain and not a lot of rocks. The 100 has 50 pounds of torque and is rated up to a 10% hill, and I'm standing on the highest part of the trail, and I probably gained about 200 or 300 feet in elevation. I didn't capture this on film, but I hit some 8 to 15% slopes, like pretty long hills, and I didn't go below 10 miles per hour. This has surprising power for hills. It just really kicks in and gets you to the top. The brakes are pretty standard, something that you would expect for a $700 bike. I did do a brake test the other day, and they stopped me within about 20 or 30 feet, so they're decent. The levers aren't anything special. They feel pretty cheap. There's definitely parts of the bike that they've put more effort and more money into making it better, and certain parts that they didn't. The seat, the grips, the brakes, those are things that they tried to go a little bit cheaper on to make the bike overall more affordable. So I just got done completing the range test back at my car, and I got just over 10.5 miles on pedal assist level 5. They said the range is anywhere from 18 to 31 miles. You definitely have to crank down the pedal assist to, 1 or 2 if you wanted to get somewhere closer to that. Most of the time I was on a blue rated trail. I think for about maybe a mile I hit a green, so not too bad. Elevation gain was about 200 to 300 feet. Right before I hit the parking lot, there was a flat section. The battery bar was blinking, so I knew it was almost dead, and I was still hitting 16, 17 miles per hour. So usually with these cheaper bikes, you don't really have a good power consistency. I mean, it really starts to drop off halfway through the battery in my experience. But with the 100, I didn't really see that. It's actually a really good mountain bike for $700. Okay, I wanted to show you the menu here real quick, give you a little run through of that. This is the home screen with the battery life, speed mode, and speed. You got your plus and your minus buttons to change the pedal assist level. Hit it once to see your trip odometer, again for your total odometer. Then you got your ride time, and then back to the home screen. So one thing I liked about the 100, there's an instructional video that shows you how to set up the bike, which was really nice. I put it together in about 15-20 minutes. The 100 comes with an IPX4 waterproof rating, and it has a 1-year warranty. For $700, this is a pretty awesome bike. I wish the range on pedal assist level 5 was a little bit longer. 10.5 miles is pretty short. This bike is gonna be best on green and blue rated trails. If you got like a kid or something like that you wanna get an e-bike for, like this is a great option. Or if you just like a smaller bike, same thing. So if you do want more information about the bike, I've got the link in the description that will take you over to Amazon. So hopefully you enjoyed the review. If you did, hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.